Hi guys, Mons here. On this episode about the month, we're looking at the NBA Championship Tier 1 contenders. Just before I get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, please make sure you hit on the subscribe button. Thank you very much. And if you're already subscribed, I do appreciate all the support. So, it's come down to the NBA playoff. This NBA playoff is my favorite time of the sports calendar year. Obviously, there's teams in the NBA, and now we're looking to see who's going to end up being the champion in the NBA. For me, I'm going to break this video down into three parts. So there's obviously Tier 1, Tier 2, and then the outsiders. So the outsiders are based on injury records to other team and within their own team. So this video, I'm going to be looking at the Tier 1 contenders. For me, there's only two teams in the Tier 1 contenders for this NBA season, and that's the OKC Thunders and the Nuggets. For me, I think the winner is going to come from one of those two teams. OKC Thunders. OKC Thunder, for me, they're the best team. They have the best team but they're the best team again in basketball. They have the best record in basketball, and they won the most games overall. And they finished up in the number one seed in the Wild Wild West. For me, they went on a complete tear. And obviously, being the number one seed, being the best in basketball, doesn't just apply down to the players. It starts from the organization, start from the top, and it trickles down to the bottom. For me, they have a good front office. They have a good ownership. Then they obviously having a good front office. Then you get to draft the correct players, trade for the correct players, and for me, they've been absolutely spectacular. And obviously, that trickles down to the organization, to the players, and obviously, it trickles down to the coach as well. Mike Daigneault, the coach has been absolutely fantastic again this year. For me, I think he's going to be contenders to be coach of the year again, of course, because he has the best record in basketball. The front office has been absolutely fantastic in drafting players, young players, and obviously with Chet Holmgren trading for SGA, getting the young guy out of Jared McCain out of Philadelphia, where he couldn't get minutes in Philadelphia, and he seems to be fitting in perfectly well with the OKC Thunder group, in my opinion. For me, it's going to be very, very difficult for anyone to beat this team over a 7-game span, in my opinion. But, like I said, championship in the NBA doesn't come easy. They'll have to fight through it again. And this season, and last year, they were blessed and lucky to some extent because obviously Halliburton went down in the playoff final. Aaron Gordon was injured in the Western Conference final as well. So we'll see. Hopefully they get to face teams at their full strength. Like I said, it's not their fault. They can only beat what's in front of you, in my opinion. And for me, the second Tier 1 team is the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic, for me, is head and shoulders above everybody else in the league this season, and it has been for the last couple of years, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to win the MVP this year. I think he's voters fatigue at the moment for Nikola Jokic. But again, this season, he's averaging 28 points, 13 rebounds, 11 assists. He led the league in rebounds and assists. For a big man, they play through him. For me, he's head and shoulders above the rest of the players in the NBA. For me, I think for me, he's definitely top 5, maybe top 6 players of this era for sure. I think he needs to add more championship to his resume for me to end up as being one of the top 10 best players of all time. If he was good defensively, I think he'd be up there with Kobe, obviously Magic, LeBron, and MJ, in my opinion. It's just a defense that lets him down big time. In this, and obviously with Denver Nuggets, I think Denver Nuggets are the only team that can actually put up a fight and more than likely beat OKC if they match up, in my opinion. And for me, the Denver Nuggets team, if they're healthy, I think they'll beat the OKC Thunders, in my opinion. I think the big X factor in this is Aaron Gordon being healthy. He rushed back on a hamstring injury last season, and he hasn't been right ever since. For me, Aaron Gordon has been one of the most improved players of all time I've seen playing basketball. Aaron Gordon has been absolutely fantastic in terms of he modified his game to the modern game. He came in as a big athletic forward. Then he modified his game as the game moved on to 3-point shooting. For his career, he was 29%. And then last season, season just gone, it was 43.6% from threes. That was a season ago, but this season it was only 39%. And that's because he's been injured. So to jump from 29 to 43, and then obviously back down to 39. Anything above 38 to 39%, you're looking at Steph Curry range, in my opinion. And Aaron Gordon has improved fantastically, in my opinion. And obviously, you have playoff risers such as Jamal Murray. There's certain types of players in basketball for me. The players that do well in the regular season, but they can't perform well in the playoffs. For example, James Harden. James Harden is an all-time great, all-time baller in the regular season. When it comes to playoff, the guy is like David Blake. He just disappears. And for me, I think players like Jamal Murray, I think they need to be held in higher regards because in the playoff, his points per game goes up exponentially. I think for him in his career, his regular season usually is around 18, 19 points, and in the playoff we're looking at 23, 24 points. That's a huge jump for me, especially in the playoffs. Obviously, this season is having a great season. He's averaging 25 points per game this season, and I think in the playoff you're looking at maybe 26, 27, maybe 28 points per game from Jamal Murray. And I think I saw a stat there that him and Jokic assist each other the most in the league as well. So that's always fantastic for them. And the only thing I can see being the downfall of Denver Nuggets is the defense. That's the only problem for me. Apart from defense, I think Denver Nuggets are prime to make a run to this year's championship, and obviously the experience will stand to them as well. And they have good role players as well. And obviously Cam Johnson is there as well. And I'm going to go through that in the playoff matchup with Minnesota more. That's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much. Next video is going to be a tier 2 contenders. Make sure you hit on the subscribe button. Thank you very much. Peace out.